Hey everybody, Shark Scrapper. We made some changes to the layout for the shark cage. So come on, let's dive in and see what we did. You may recall the previous layout. I had the bins up against that bulkhead with the workbench there. And then I had the charging cart workbench over here on this side. And as I broke stuff down, I would throw them into the bins up against the wall. You know what, you may not remember, and there may be new folks here, so let's just take a look at a video clip from when I first moved into the shark cage. So I've got the layout set with the workbench here to the right, and I'm working on a computer. I've got the bins up against the bulkhead between the workbench and the bulkhead. They're labeled so I can remember where stuff was supposed to go. And then there's a computer charging cart that I turned into a workbench with tools and small components staged right behind me. Well, a flow problem. Every time I wanted to take in material to sell, I had to shift bins over to one side or the other to get at the stuff behind the workbench. So I've now made this adjustment where I switched. I've got the workbench here now with the bins all along here. So what that allows me to do is, you can see I've got shred material here, I've got the aluminum, the power supplies there. I've got, if I'm standing behind the workbench working here, green boards go there, multicolored motherboards go there, aluminum heat sinks in the white bucket, PCI cards in the blue bucket. Low grade, mid grade, that's my hammer for my setup for taking the brackets off of some of the heat sinks, the screws that you have to pound out sometimes. My good friend Raffle Scrapper gave me a great idea for dealing with these. Now you'll recall that what I had done was put them over the edge like that and then hit them with a hammer. But he suggested something and I really like it. So I've kept this heatsink. It's a nice boxy one, nice chunky square, and that fits on there real nice. Oops, let's put it the right way. So that fits on there real nice, and there's a space there where the screw can fall out once I hit it. All right, so then we can just give it a whack. And assuming we hit it square, the pin falls right out. Like that. And then my wire is over here. Now I've done a couple of test runs, and I don't know if it's muscle memory or if I've got it laid out wrong, but because I was backwards, I keep wanting to put my wire to the left and my shred to the right. So we'll see if that is just a muscle memory thing that I need to overcome. And then what I've done over here is I've brought the gold connector in bins into the workbench so that when I cut them off, I don't have to walk over there as much. I still need to go over there for the CD boards, the HDD boards, and the hard drives, but a little bit of stretch in the legs is not a bad thing. Stand in one place too long, it's hard on the knees. And then you all have seen me put my RAM and higher end CPUs and stuff over here. So that part is still good to go. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to put here right now. I've got the copper stacker type heat sinks in there waiting to be separated. I may put a bigger can in there for those, still undecided. And this workbench is still the way this workbench was set up. It just got spun around. And then laptops. And what I now think will flow nicely is pick up the computer here, bring it over, break it down, and then I'm debating where I'm going to leave the green cage. that green cage works really well because when that is full of computers, I know I have a truckload full. So I just stack the shelves in there, and when that's full, I know that I have a reasonable truckload full to load up and take to whatever scrapyard I choose to take it to. All right, that's our current layout. We're going to run through it a few times and see how it plays out. So how about if I stop yapping and let's get to scrapping. All right, so the other thing that this should do is help with lighting a little bit, because now I'm not blocking the light as much from the sunroofs. Plus I can get some lights up on the rack that the bins are on. At least that's my thought process. Just need to work on so there's the light over there. I'll probably just mount it up here, maybe put another light over there. And hopefully that'll help out a lot with the lighting. I appreciate all the comments folks have been giving me on the lighting and the shadows and those kind of things. So we're working on it. Okay, we've done these before, so we know what we're dealing with here. Probably some 512s or something here. Yeah, 512s. And a slot card. Not much of a slot card. Yeah, we still have the hard drive in here. That's the easy way to deal with that one. We'll get you out once we're not all tied up in here. These usually come out pretty nicely, so that's nice. Sometimes those things can be a little bugger. All right. Heatsink, that's kind of like I'm using for bashing the other heatsinks, but I don't need two of them. There's a gold pin. And there's some gold connector ends there. You are a gold connector in. I got to get used to this, what it feels backwards, because it is backwards to what I was doing. So I'm going to have to get used to this new look and feel that I'm dealing with here. That's all right, that'll come. There's somebody standing outside one of my neighbor's bins smoking, and I can smell the smoke in here. That's annoying. Wire. See, I went to, it's my natural thing to do is like that with the wire. So again, I don't know if that's muscle memory that I just need to overcome, or if I need to rotate the wire bin and the steel bin. But I want to keep the steel bin there because that I frequently unload that into the truck, and so I'd like to have that on that side. It's not the end of the world if it's over on the right side, because that still has to get loaded in the truck once a week too, so I don't suppose it really matters all that much. Ah. All right. Battery. There we go. No gold. Sometimes that's gold plated. Okay, so classic green motherboard, small socket. Nothing, nothing to get too excited about. Make sure you know your yard on what you can, if you're selling it, do they want the aluminum heat sinks off? My yard doesn't mind if I leave them on. If you're going to depopulate, of course, you could very quickly lower this value to something less than a motherboard or high grade. You could very quickly go to mid or even low grade if you start depopulating. So I don't recommend depopulating these boards unless you're just got no other choice. No gold. There is a brass spindle, however. I can't help myself. I always like to see what discs are in these things. It's just, I don't know, some sort of weird curiosity thing. That one's kind of stuck by, it's been in there so long it's kind of glued in. Robert Earl Keon, walking distance. All right, well. See, being able to move a little bit is good. You want to bend those knees every now and then, get a little exercise other than just standing in one place, which is really hard on your knees after a while. It's better to stand than to sit. It's better to move than to stand. Hard drive, no board. Take this foamy stuff off here. Trash. Okay. I guess that'll be all right. So I'm still trying to figure out in this flow, if when I drop off an empty case, if I want to grab a new computer to work on, or do I want to clean everything first. My MO right now is to get everything done and then go back and get another computer. This works good, see? Left hand trash, right hand wire. That motion is the same that it was before. This is where it's a little bit different because I was used to swiping to the right to clean off any of the shred that was hanging on. That's going to take some getting used to. Yeah, see, I went to go put the wire in there. That muscle memory is something else, man. I tell you what. Now that's kind of like where I used to throw the power supplies before, so that felt normal, not Abby something. If you're new to my channel and you may wonder why I'm cutting these, I sell these as gold connector ends rather than go after the gold myself. So for me, this is the fastest way to get them clean enough to sell. If you're going to go after the gold pins, of course, you want to pop that off and get the wire off of there cleaner. And you've seen me do that. I have other videos. If you haven't seen me do that, I have other videos where I have done that. So you'll see that in some of my other videos. But this way, I can just take these now, and they go into the gold connector ends and wire. Again, the yard that I sell my wire to, they're fine with me mixing it. They still give me a good price for number 2 because I do so much work with them. Okay, well that kind of flowed pretty well, other than weird muscle memory stuff. I like that. I like that. All right, we're going to get some lights up here for future recordings, try to make things a little brighter, and I think we're going to go with this for a little bit. We may swap that, but we'll see if I can overcome the muscle memory first. All right, I would like to know what you all think about the new layout. Goods, bads, others, because it's always helpful. You guys might see something that I've missed because you're literally farther away from the problem than I am.